So hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you like this video and you find it helpful somehow. So anyway, grab your coffee, and if you want to share one with me, links for that down below. And I have my tea here, and right now there is no power in my house again. So uh, where to begin? Sorry about being late with a lot of videos. I know. I have been so tired and overwhelmed and a lot of things, and so I'm trying to make it work somehow. I have been working on some of my books again and some projects, and I am also doing a lot of other stuff, and a lot of the times I don't have power to upload the videos or to make the videos or to do anything because there is no power. Sometimes, three times throughout the day, we have a power outage, and then I just lose track of time, and I lost a lot of things, and therefore, uh, please bear with me. Now, I have been thinking a lot lately about a video that I think is important, and it is safety, especially for women. When it comes to dating. Now, dating goes both ways for both men and women. And so, if you're thinking that during hard times, dating for a man is going to be easier or whatever, actually, it's going to be very dangerous for men as well. So, let me explain. There are a lot of women out there that are trying to get into money easy. And a lot of them will go into trafficking with earthlings, if you know what I mean. And men, 9 out of 10, if they find a pretty woman that asks them out or whatever, they will go. So if you're thinking that because you're a man, you are not going to be in trouble when you are on a date or something like this, good luck with that. So there are women that are beyond pissed at men, and they will definitely hurt you. And it's not going to be like 7 out of 10, which is the statistic for women. If you're on a date 7 out of 10 times, the guy is probably going to get, aggressive towards you or something like this. So the statistics here are overwhelmingly against women. 7 out of 10 women will be harassed, stalked, raped, or whatever it is, drugged, or God knows what else. The men is probably 1 in 20, so not the same. Also, if you find yourself in a bar and then you are kind of drunk, and then a woman approaches you and then she is with you, but you wake up with her and you didn't like her or something like this, and then you're kind of like, she's forced me. Yeah, it's not the same as a woman with a man. So there is a big difference in even those aspects, okay? In terms of safety and in terms of danger, okay? Because if a woman is with you, the chances of she hurting you is 1 in 20, probably 1 in 50. If you are in a secure place or something like this, it's 1 in 50, sometimes 1 in 100. So if you're going to be screwed, it's like you win the lottery kind of thing. That doesn't happen. So I'm going to start by telling you several things. Number one, if you're going to go through an app to find dates, I highly recommend that you choose something better. Reason being, okay, you're thinking that through the apps they can verify the accounts and things like this. Good luck with that one. You see, I have heard of a lot of cases in which people have had their accounts verified by other person that is not them. So it's like, right. It is insane. And identity theft is affecting one, I think the last time that I checked, it was 1 in 5. Sometimes 1 in 7, sometimes 1 in 8, and sometimes 1 in 3. So 1 in 3 people, that's the highest that I have seen, 1 in 3. 1 in 3 people, depending upon the area that you are in, 1 in 3 people is a fake online. So if you're playing the lottery, there's a very good chance that you will win. So, so even if the account says verified, then don't check just for the verification. Check for the photos that they have, in which not one of them is weird, like out of place. If you have a profile in which it's all cool, like it has 20 pictures, and out of those 20 pictures, those 19 or 18 are cool, they have a face and everything, but the last 2 or maybe 1 is just one of those things that you go kind of like, what the hell is this picture doing here? It might be an art photo or whatever it is, but it doesn't belong there. Yeah, that one is a fake. Very, 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 very likely it's a fake. And so you gotta be aware that people have a high tendency to be consistent in a lot of patterns. And if you find something that doesn't add up, then you might be dealing with fake or scams or robots or whatever it is, aliens for all I know, and therefore just drop it, okay? Also, the dating apps will work in a lot of cases, but in other cases, yeah, they offer a lot of choices, and when you have a lot of choices, that's also a huge risk when it comes from dating. Reason being, okay, so if you are a woman or a man that is looking and is not certain of what you don't want or what you do want, meaning you are still exploring options, then you are going to try them all. And therefore, if you are a man, yeah, 10 out of 10, you're probably going to end up, having an affair. And if you are having affairs, I don't need to tell you that that's going to kill the possibilities of you having a real relationship and all kinds of things. Reason being, well, you're still trying, and nobody wants to be your tryout, thing. Somebody who is looking for something serious and then finds out that you are not, then you are creating drama around you. You are creating, even if you're thinking, oh, we're going to fight, this is like this, yeah, that's drama. However you look at it, it's drama, because it's a difference, and it's not something that you can just flow and roll over with. It's something that is actually going to attract you with a lot of karma, dharma, and then victims and villains and all kinds of things and all kinds of roles and stuff, and then you're kind of like lost. And during dating, the most important things that you want to take care of are time, as in you don't want to spend 3 years dating the same person only to find out that they are not worth it. Or you don't want to, be with somebody that you are investing your time, which you will not recover, and then find out that this person is the one that you want, and they do want you, but the relationship didn't fully come true because the two of you had a lot of issues surrounding you, meaning your timing and his timing were not matched up. So maybe you were kind of like, I want kids and he doesn't, or vice versa. He wants kids and you don't, or maybe he has kids and you don't, or maybe he has kids and you too, and then there is a big, fight with the exes and stuff like that, and that will also add up to your timing because the both of you have to share kids with their exes, and that's going to be an issue. So there are a lot of things when it comes to dating. The first, and I'm going to tell you right now, the very, 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 very first one that you want to pick is the 3 phases for dating. Men skip phase 1. And I am telling you, because men skip the first one. Men skip the first one. The statistics for them is 8 out of 10 men, sometimes 9, sometimes 7. So 7, 8, or 9 out of 10 times, if you are a man, you are going to end up miserable, beyond miserable. You're going to end up in a marriage without sex, in a marriage in which she actually hates you, or you hate her, and when you are talking about her, you go with your friends kind of like, yeah, I'm with her because so if you're a man, never, ever, never, under any circumstance, skip phase 1. If you are a woman and you skip phase 1, you might be able to, walk it through because you're a woman, and yeah, you will go over it, okay? If you skip number 2, you also will go over it, okay? But if you skip number 3, okay. If you skip phase 3 of the dating process, which more than half of women do, you are going to be so resentful toward men that you're going to be kind of like, I wasted my youth, I wasted, oh my God. And then you're going to cry, and then you're going to, I don't know, so hell no. If you're a woman, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, skip phase 3, okay? Never. So if you're a man, never skip phase 1, and if you're a woman, never skip phase 3. So in the first phase of a dating process is if you two, and by the way, this one works for both men and women in homosexual relationships, bisexual relationships, or even heterosexual relationship, it doesn't matter. And the phase 1 is you can sit down and drink a coffee or a tea, meaning something hot, with this person for 15 minutes without wanting to run, kill each other, fight, and without you having a heart attack, or without you, counting like 20 times for every second, like, yeah. So you need to be able to talk to this person, or at least being able to take the coffee and the tea at peace and be okay with this person. Meaning that you are with this person and you feel companionship. Now, in this phase, if within these 15 minutes you think about sex, screw it. You failed. That's why men skip it. You need to be able to sit down with your partner for 15 minutes without thinking about sex and being able to just talk. Small talk, big talk, whatever talk, or no talk, but at least being able to tell, okay, this person is in front of me and I feel okay. I don't feel like, should I say something? should I skip it? Should I? And then you're kind of like anxious because it's a silence that you feel like is death. So hell no. You want to feel silence like, honey, what? I was just daydreaming. Are you okay? Yeah, sorry. Kind of like that. You're daydreaming and you're daydreaming with this person, and you're fine with it. It's not like you are seeing each other and then you're kind of like, do I look okay? Do I? No, you feel comfy. Now, most men will be kind of like, I feel comfy around my woman, I don't care. Right. Right. You feeling comfy because this woman is working and is doing a lot of things and you don't even notice what the hell she's doing. That doesn't count. That is she, overcoming your male process thing, and that doesn't work out very well for you, because one day she will wake up and then she will say, I'm divorcing you and I'm taking everything. Reason being, well, yeah, you overwhelmed me, you killed me emotionally. And then you go, but I didn't do anything. Yeah, you skipped phase 1. Meaning, this woman was sitting next to you, but she felt empty. And you didn't connect with her. And then you go, but she should have said something. Right, because when you are in silence and you are trying to, breathe, and you feel so uncomfortable, you're going to immediately just tell the other person, yeah, I'm so uncomfortable. So no. You want to be able to sit down with this person, talk 15 minutes, and at this point, both of you need to understand how to talk to each other without feeling this overwhelming space, emotional space. Now, the woman will try to gap it through, meaning she will talk like crazy. Reason being, she knows that there is a gap. And she believes or thinks or experience, in her experience, when they talk, then the space will come closer. It doesn't. Reason being, there is a breach, and the breach has to be both ways. And it has to be half hers, half yours. If it is not half, you're done. Reason being, there is no breach. Why not? Well, if you throw all the weight out there, you are pulling. You're not building the bridge. You are just pulling. And when you're pulling in the relationship, yeah, that's why women will come to you one day and say, I'm divorcing you because I'm tired of pulling. And then you go, but we were together because I could feel that there is a bridge. There wasn't a bridge. It was her pulling. Why? Because you skipped phase 1. You couldn't sit down with her for 15 minutes without talking about sex or being sexual or something like this. And she can tell. And when that happens, this is what happens. She will not be able to go to phase 2 with you. Meaning, it's going to affect her sex drive. And if this is affecting her sex drive, then you as a logical man, you will rationalize and think, well, she just doesn't want sex anymore, blah, blah, blah. She's, there. So you are saying that the woman, meaning the one that is supposed to give children and the one that is, has way more sex drive than you do, because we have way more hormones that go to, that part of the sex, just suddenly become asexual because of age. Right. I don't know who told you that, but the real statistics, especially in elderly women, you should read the proper studies, okay? The real ones, not the ones that, I don't know, not the ones that are feeding you through these weird narratives, okay? Women have sex drives just as men do. We have it in a different type of settings, meaning For us, it is more important certain things. And yes, it's not just physical, but we do have a sex drive. If there is something wrong with the sex drive, just like you can have a problem with your sex drive, it's because of hormones. And it's also because the first step is lacking. You are tired. If you as a woman are tired, you don't want to be with somebody that makes you feel tired. And then that's going to affect your family, and it's going to affect everything. Because you start doubting yourself, you start feeling overwhelmed, and you want to be with this person because you want them, you like them, you work through these things, you make them your personal project, your personal everything, and now it's just gone. Reason being, well, there was never a breach to begin with. Why? Because 7, 8, or 9 out of 10 men do not know how the hell to to make this bridge work. Meaning they can't sit down with you for 15 minutes, drink a coffee, and be okay with it. No sex, no nothing. Just be there. Hell, for all I know, you can even kiss during those 15 minutes. Without you, as a man, making it all about sex. The second in which you make it all about sex, you are in phase 2. You missed the entire phase 1. Is it optional? Yes, it is optional. It's optional. And that's why you don't take it as a man. It's like a trap. It's like suddenly you know how to read, how to write, how to do this and 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 that. And then you're thinking, I can just go through high school. But you skip, you skip primary school. You skip the kindergarten. Because then you're thinking, I already know how to color, how to do this, and why do I have to, go through the phases? Right. Because you know how to read and write, that makes you a doctor, or that makes you a lawyer, or that makes you something. That's just the first step. And you cannot think that just because you have sex with this person, there is a breach. That breach, if it is there, is because the woman is pulling it. If the woman is pulling it, she is doing the work. If she's doing the work, you are done. When she says, I'm fed up, you are done. And you will have nothing, and I do mean nothing, to fall back to. Because you couldn't stand her 15 freaking minutes without going out there. Now, this step is extremely important also because in this step is where you go out for a coffee. And men will go directly towards phase 2, meaning you go out on a date and then you go, I'm buying food. I don't know if I can talk to you for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I'm buying you food. What kind of logic is that? But men go through that one because they're thinking, I'm going to get her food and then we're going to have sex and then that's it. We're in that relationship. If I like her, then she can move in and then she can take care of everything. But I can't stand with her for 15 minutes without thinking about sex. Or worse, this one is the second one. You pay for the meal, I don't know, let's say $50, whatever it is. You pay for the freaking meal. You argue with her because she says, I don't want to go out with you again. Or because she says, I'm celibate, or whatever it is. Or then she goes, we're not having sex today. And then you go, because you're trying to go to skip, you went to phase 2, meaning the meal, and you're thinking, I paid the meal, we are connecting, we're done, we have the bridge, she accepted it. Therefore, we now are into this thing and I can ask for sex. Now, try to think about this like an alien's perspective. If you were an alien, you will see that this will be the equivalent if this was like a man saying, I'm going to pay for the meal and therefore I'm going to get sex, then it will be kind of like the equivalent of a woman coming to you and saying, we had sex, therefore you have to marry me. How would you feel? Then you go, no, I just had sex with you. What the hell? Why would I marry you? Boo! Yeah, exactly. You paid for a meal. You should have bought skip, phase one. Cheaper and it's more solid. I can talk to you for 15 minutes without, all the drama and whatever. And we're cool. We are cool. We are compatible and we're cool. Now we can go to phase two. Because if I'm going to spend, now I can decide, okay, when I was talking to her, I found her interesting. Okay, now you can move on. See? That should be your selection process. You can talk to her for about 15 minutes without thinking about sex, and then you can actually say, I want to share a meal with her. I want to provide for her. Therefore, now I can move on. But both men go, oh no, she just wants the same thing as me. Meaning, you are assuming a lot of things. You are assuming that she wants the same thing as you, she doesn't. You are assuming that she is looking for things from you like money and status or whatever. She's not. You are assuming that she's looking for the 6 packs up thing, whatever. She's not. You are assuming a hell of a lot of things that the media is feeding you that is not truth. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's just not truth. Reason being, all women want, number one, whatever it is what they want. Meaning they want whatever it is that their own personality feels or thinks or experiences as peaceful and attractive. Meaning, for certain women, this might be like, I want to walk in the beach with you because I'm romantic. For other women, it might be like, I want to go to a theme park. For other women, it might be like, I want to go camping. Other women might be like, I want to go to a movie. Other women will be like, I want to go to a museum. Whatever it is that they feel or think that they as a person, like doing. And therefore, you thinking that all women want the same, it will be kind of like me saying that all men are exactly the same. It's just not truth. Therefore, sit down and slow down and pull back. Go through the process. First, can you, spending a coffee is not that bad also. Going to a coffee shop is not going to cost you more than $10. And going to a coffee shop is safe, is, without the pressure, without you spending money, having to, take care of so many things. I can be with her for 15 minutes. Now, if in these 15 minutes, you as a man go, yeah, she's rambling, but then you're thinking, she's pretty. And then you get her into bed. You're spending money on her. You took her to eat. You took everything, and she's pretty. A year and a half later, she doesn't want sex. And then you're wondering, what the hell did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. The problem is that you skipped the phase in which the two of you could share without pressure. Not from you to her, as in, I want sex, I want sex, I want sex. And not her from you, as in, I need you, I want you, I protect you, I need your protection, I need this, or I want that, or you complete me. No. See what I mean? It was the two of you are supposed to find each other interesting. Meaning you go kind of like, this guy makes me laugh. And then you go, oh, she laughed a lot when I talked to her. And these are statistical things that you can prove. And in fact, there were a lot of studies. And these studies were shown by a woman. She's, I think, a neuroscientist or something like this that was related to sex and things like this. And she proved that when you are the man and you make your woman laugh, that establish everything. She's more likely to forgive you. She's more likely to give you sex freely, as in, I desire you. If you want a woman to actually, overcome everything, you as a man need to make her laugh. And there is a part on a woman's brain that goes, I want to laugh at his jokes. And that is a connection that she's looking for. And most men go, I'm paying for dinner, we have sex. So where is the laugh in that? How is this funny? How is this, why? Because laugh is extremely important. If you cannot laugh, at least both of you have to find each other interesting. Like, this woman, I like her, blah, blah, blah. And the problem with this one is the following. The woman has traveled herself and she knows a lot of countries, but you as a man probably have not. And then you go, she's interesting, but she's more interesting than me. That's also one of the reasons why men will skip this part. Because the second in which she's like way beyond your league, then you will try to pull her down. And that is not the way to go. The reason being, well, let's say that this is, that there is a building. And she lives in the 8th floor. And you live in the 2nd floor. So the top floor, meaning, I don't know, let's say that it is the 20th floor, okay? So the best apartments, the best view, the best everything, the best services, the best, and the more expensive one, and blah, 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 is number 20, okay? She's in number 8. So she's higher than you. But instead of you saying, okay, she's in number 8, we can move in together, and then I'm in number 2, we can work this out. We could, I don't know, maybe I could help her out, maybe she can help me out, maybe I can be with her, blah, blah, and then I can move in, and then I will be in the level 8, and then I can be in number 9 or 10, because I'm a man and I can do it. Instead, more than half of the men will go, yeah, she's interesting, but she's pushy, she's too much, she's too demanding, she's too weird, she is just a liar, a fake, whatever, she's a gold digger, yeah. So I'm looking at this kind of like, if she's in the level 8, it is your duty to be level 8 or level 9, or at least, level 7. And then you can say something like, I'm a little bit lower than you, but give me some time and I will make it work somehow. But if your answer is, oh, hell no, she needs to be level 2. Tell me, if both of you are in level 2, when and how exactly are you going to work together towards level 20 when you pull her down? See what I mean? So don't look at a woman being stronger than you in the financial sense or in the more interesting life or whatever it is, as in, okay, she's better than me. Don't ever think about it that way. Instead, think, she's higher, and yet she's looking at me. Because here is the tricky part. What is women's superpower? If you're thinking that they are pretty, mm-hmm, 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 then I'm looking at you kind of like, what in the world? What the hell? Women's superpower is that we are crazy. And then you go, yeah, we know you're crazy. Duh. So let me explain. A crazy person will see things that logic will just not pull through. And when a crazy person does something, it actually works. Why? Because it is crazy. And when women do crazy things, they work. Because it is our own energy and we're fine with it. And so when we see a man, we are seeing potential. We are assessing several things in you. We are assessing the ideal relationship that we may find, meaning, do I want to be with this person? Do I want to try the next step? Do I want to kiss him? Do I think that he is going to be good enough to meet my parents? Blah, blah, blah. So we're assessing the relationship. For that one, we need to be certain about ourselves, because if this guy goes, I want kids, and then I am like, I do not know if I'm going to have kids or blah, 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 then, it's a process in which I'm assessing myself and you. I'm assessing compatibility, I'm assessing a lot of things. Number 2, the level of danger that I can feel surrounding you or within you. Meaning, let me explain. Let's say that if you are into, you have a lot of exes and kids and things like this. It's the same as if you are dating a woman who has a lot of exes and kids and stuff like this. You are going to be dealing with their exes. That is their surrounding. Or vice versa. Let's say that you are thinking about their parents. So if you're a man and you're thinking, I'm going to have in-laws and those in-laws hate me. So you're not marrying into that person. You're also marrying into their family. You are also marrying into their kids and their other things. And that's why most men will go, you have kids and I do not know if I can deal with exes. Because me dealing with another man when I'm trying to be with you, that's very difficult for a man. A lot of men will do it, but it's difficult. And if you are a woman and then he goes, I have a lot of kids and now I'm a stepmom and now I have to take care of these kids when I'm with you, it's also going to be very difficult. Now, is it undoable or is it impossible or whatever? No, it's not. Is it worth it? It will depend upon whether or not you can assess that the level of danger and the level of commitment that you want to have with this person reach that point in which you say, okay, I don't care. See? So at this point, you will know that the relationship, you can be with this person despite the fact that they, the sex may or may not be there, because the connection is deeper. Meaning, you married into their family, you didn't care, you still, you overcame a lot of things to be with this person. And so now the bridge is there. Is kind of settled. However, the quality of the bridge and a lot of things along the bridge will set you through the phase number 3 in your relationship. Meaning, now you have had, dinners. You agreed about who is going to pay what, who is going to do what. And at this point, you need to sit down and have a real conversation with this person. Because the hidden expectations of men are beyond insane. And the hidden expectation for women are logical, but they don't seem fair to men. And that is because men are thinking, I'm dating this person, therefore now we are exclusive. Meaning, I'm giving up sex with everybody else, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, in their head, they are giving up their freedom. In their head, they are giving up a lot of things. And therefore, for them, now, phase number 3 became a burden. Because it's about giving up their friends, is giving up money, is giving up their time, because now they will have somebody at home that might be nagging them, that might be asking questions, that might be worried about them, that might be creating drama for them, that might be gossiping about them, blah, blah, blah. So therefore they are thinking that they are losing a lot of things. Therefore they want a lot of things in return. They want all of these to be gone and be peaceful and quiet. And they want sex. And that's it. And then you go kind of like, yeah, but... And this is where men don't get it. It's completely illogical because she, just like you, she also gave up being with other men. And then you're thinking, no, but... No. She gave up the same things that you did give up. She can be with a lot of men, and yet she's giving up all of that to be with you. If you're saying, I gave up being with a lot of women, she gave up being with a lot of men. So the second in which she did the same thing that you did, that means that you are at 0. If she gives 5 and you give 5, that makes 0. That means you're equal. And if you are equal, then you gotta figure out what is next. And at this point, most men go, but that's not fair because, yeah, I am going to tell you right now, you are way worse, because women, like I said, are also sexual beings. If you're thinking, yeah, but women give up all of that and they don't care about sex and blah, blah, blah. Right. Like I said, you should read proper studies about that one. And so I'm going to tell you what happens. What is wrong with this perception. You as a man have a linear type of energy. You are linear. You are like this. Women have cyclical energy. We go like this. We go spiral. Therefore, we have 4 types of a spiral type of energy. And when we are near our cycle and things like this, we might be more approachable. We want more sex. We want more social life. We want a lot of things. And then we withdraw. Reason being, well, our hormones do not work with us. They don't work like you as a man that goes, oh, I don't care, I just woke up and that's it. No, for a woman it's different. And therefore, that's why if she is in certain dates, she's so sensitive that she can have multiple orgasms during that period frame. But the rest, she might, need more time, or she might be having different type of sex if she's going to come at all. And there are days in which no matter what you do, she just can't have orgasms like in the peak because the hormones will not allow you to do that. You, on the other hand, if you have sex, very likely you will come and that's it. Now, can you have, as a man, can you have the peak and the orgasm all the time? Very likely, if you have a lot of sex as a man, very likely you can't tell the difference anymore. And if you have a lot of women, then that's even worse. You probably can't tell. And if you're thinking, but women go through a menopause, right? You are a human being. You go through a period in which you are, also going through menopause, but it's not the same hormones because you were never a woman. Therefore, your process in which your hormones are also going to, drive you completely crazy. to a certain point in terms of your erections, your sexual, your sexual things, and all kinds of aggressiveness and things like this, is called andropause. And you might even become fat, and you might be, just like women. And this process affects men differently. And if you're thinking, hell no, we're not, yeah, I'm sorry, but you age differently than women. Yes. However, you do have a period in which your hormones will go through a phase similar to women, and that phase for you as a man is called andropause. If you don't know that one, right. Then then men go, but I can be with whatever, and we don't have to go to menopause. Of course you don't have to go to menopause. Just like me as a woman, there is no way in hell I'm going to andropause. What the hell? I don't have a penis, therefore I cannot have andropause. I will have menopause, and then because he has a penis and because he's a man, he will have andropause and he cannot have menopause. It is a thing. It comes with your body, okay? It just comes with your body, that's it. It doesn't come with you, as in, okay, you as an individual will have andropause, and then it's a random thing. You just pull up a ticket and, oh, you are going to have menopause. Oh, you're going to have andropause. Oh, you're going to have andropause. No, it's a biological process, okay? So if you're thinking, women are done, women have an expiration date, blah, 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 and if you're going to say that thing, it's a biological process, it's the same biological process for you, so therefore you are immediately saying to your own brain and to the truth that the same thing, because you are cutting with the same knife. The idea that you have an expiration date as a man. You're saying a woman will go through menopause. So the second in which she goes through menopause, then she's done, then you go through an andropause, and therefore you were done. Because, and so there are a lot of things that men will think, yeah, you are not giving up a lot of things. She's also giving them up. So if she's giving them up, then what makes you think that she should give you more? Then you're thinking, I'm giving her money. And then sit down. Be honest. Be honest with her and you. If you're giving her, let's say that you're making $3,000 per month in a salary, and then you're giving her $2,000. If you're giving her $2,000 and she is literally, taking care of literally the food, the rent, this and this and this and this and that, I have a question. Okay? Very, 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 very logical question. If you live alone, how much will you have to pay for food? As in takeout. Food, as in you, amount of time cooking. You, amount of time in which you have to go shopping to the supermarket and all of those things. You doing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen and all of those things, because you will have to do all of these things if you were alone, okay? If you were completely alone, you will have to cook, do the shopping, clean, and you will have to order takeout, and you will have to do all of that. How much money is that? If you are alone, how much money is that? Let's say that is $800. So you're giving her $2,000, from which $800 were already not yours to begin with, because they were entirely from the life that you had. Meaning they are not yours as a woman because he's giving you something that is not yours. You cannot say, okay, I'm giving her $2,000 and she is going out with girls and, taking classes and getting massages and going to the spa with those $2,000. If she's doing that, then sure. Then, okay, you are correct. I'm sorry. By, Buddha thing, whatever it is. Because honest to God, you already paid for the food, which was the $800. So let's make it the clear bill. If she has to pay $1,000 out of the $2,000 that you're giving her, she has to pay rent, $1,000. Then you are not giving her that money. You are paying the rent, which was $1,000. And then you go, yeah, but that's my apartment. That's exactly my point. If you lived alone, you still had to spend those $2,000 in food, clothing, and cleaning. So what the hell are you giving her? What the hell are you giving her if out of those $2,000, if you lived alone, you will have to spend it in takeout, rent, utilities, cleaning services, and you still will have to spend your time going shopping, cleaning, cooking, and doing all of these things. Because taking care of your house when you were alone, how long did it take you? How much time are you spending alone taking care of your house? And then you're thinking, oh, I don't know. Okay, so I told you in the beginning, the most important element in dating is time. So if she's spending your money into the things that are basic for you, not her, you, because it is your house, it is the food for the both of you, blah, 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 whatever, then you're thinking, yeah, but we, the both of us. But she's doing everything else. She's not charging you for the time that she is using to taking care of all of these things. And therefore, she is, justified to share the meal. During hard times, when there are three families, not you and her, I'm talking about families. Like let's say that grandpa, the uncle, the whatever, people come together and they bring the food and they bring the shared labor. Both. Some people will put more things because they can afford it. Some people will go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late because I went out and bought, out of this barbecue, I bought all of the meat. Oh, hell. Of course, everybody else will go, oh, don't worry about it, we will help, But at the end of the day, everyone will eat from the barbecue. You don't see anybody saying, oh my God. Try to imagine that you are in that scenario in which you are, you didn't have money. So you provided the labor or you showed up and then you only gave one bottle of wine for everyone. And then, but then somebody says, I gave more than you. You suck. That's what you're doing as a man. If you go out with a woman and then you provide nothing. We are pool sharing resources, time, which is severely limited. We are providing knowledge because a lot of people will go, I have no idea how the hell not to burn this meat. If you're making a barbecue, and somebody spent a lot of money on the meat, but then you don't know how to cook it, and then you spoil it, and then you actually ruin the freaking thing because you don't know how. That's also important, right? You have to provide your knowledge, your experience, your time, your resources, the one that you buy, and your resources as in your time, your secret recipes, and all of these things. Can you see that when you're eating the barbecue? No. But if a man goes and says in the middle of eating, I am paying for this thing, how the hell do you think everybody else will react in that scenario? That's why dating is so difficult. Because most men are not able to see the first phase, which is connection. And which is also being unfair. Because the man is thinking, I'm paying for this thing, therefore I'm getting more. No, you're not. If it doesn't matter if you're providing $10,000 per month to her, because she can make the $10,000 on her own. See what I mean? You need to provide something else throughout the dating process. You need to provide your presence. And the reason why this is so important to her is because she can see your potential. She sees a man, I'm telling you as a woman, we see a man and we see him and we go, oh my God, he is going to be an amazing at this, and this and that. And then we realize, okay, he's not very good at this, but he is awesome at this. And the most important part, oh, he makes us laugh. Now, try to imagine if it goes the opposite way. You are a man in this barbecue and you didn't bring the meat. Your wife did. Somebody else brought the meat. But then, when everybody else was doing everything else, you went person to person in the barbecue with everybody, and then you went, oh, I have a joke for you, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody's laughing. Did you provide, money? No. But were you essential to the barbecue party? Yes. Why? Because you were the start. You were the star. You were like the main character. Why? Because you made everybody laugh. Now, do you have to be a clown? No. But at least you have to be yourself, meaning you can just sit down and be with everybody. Hey man, hi. Can I be of service with you? We have this, we have that, we can offer you this. Or maybe you can just talk to somebody and then, But if you are invisible, that's the other problem that we have. If you are invisible, meaning you go there and all you do is, I'm with the guys. Your wife is going to be in this barbecue setting with her head kind of like, see what I mean? So, no. You want to help. She wants to help. So, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. It's about each one of you, both, doing their best. And you cannot do your best if you don't go through the process of finding this woman interesting or funny or both. If she as a woman doesn't find you interesting or funny, she will say, hell no, I'm leaving. And she does not have to say anything or do anything because she doesn't owe you anything. Just like, okay, you had sex with her and then she goes, I'm marrying you and I'm having kids with you. And it's the same thing. She cannot pressure you into all of these things and you cannot pressure her into having sex and all of these things. It works both ways. Try to imagine if this was an equal society and a woman goes to you and she says, oh, we kissed, therefore we're engaged. What do you mean we're engaged? Well, you kissed me, so, That's exactly what you're doing to a woman when you pay for dinner and then you go, oh, we're having sex. And then, what do you mean we are having sex? Why? You know, we just kissed. Why are we engaged? You know, it's kind of the same thing. Just like you can feel a lot of pressure, she can feel a lot of pressure. So, settle down, slow down. The second in which you are fair, that's the second in which dating becomes easier for both parties. And you're thinking, but she should have said yes to a dinner. Yeah, I'm sorry, but just like I told you, you should have not, So if a pretty woman comes to you and she kissed you, and then now she's pressuring you to marry her because you kiss her, and then you go, but I didn't mean to kiss you. Right. And then somebody else says, oh, you shouldn't have kissed her. It just happened. Or, you were close, whatever it is. For whatever reason, the both of you agreed to have a dinner. And then if you don't want to pay, I'm going to tell you right now other things that you want to take care of. The cost of dating. Why you want to pay as a man. Because if you're going to be fair, and I am assuming that you as a man are fair. Because if there is one certain thing that I can talk to you right now about men, is that they are fair. Most men that I know, if you sit down with them, they will tell you yes or no, and they are fair. So sit down with yourself and be fair. If you're going to be fair, let's share the cost. Do you need makeup? Very likely, no. Do you need several, minutes to be ready for a date? Probably not. Compared to a woman, she needs to try out outfits, she needs to buy outfits, she needs to spend on makeup, she needs to spend more money, she probably needs to go to a hair salon, whatever it is for you. Now, is when she is out with you on a date, is she telling you, oh, I just spent $40 to be pretty for you? The answer is no, she did not charge you those $40 to be pretty for you. So she is being considerate of you. You, however, don't care. So, next, you are thinking, I can just take my car and go to the date. No, you're not. She's a woman. If she's a woman and she is smart, 3 things that she will not do. One of them is not bringing her own car. Why? Because if she brings her own car and the guy turns out to be a creepy, which, like I told you, 7, 8, or 9. 9! 9 like this, 9 out of 10. 7 out of, let's say like this. 7 out of 10 men will go, oh, I'm following you home, or I'm following your car, or I am going to know everything that there is to know about you, and I'm going to check you, the chances of you finding a man that is a stalker is half, at least. In the most conservative is half. But you having a woman that is stalking you, probably 1 in 10. So, hell no. She cannot take her car. If she's not taking her car, then she has to pay for a taxi. So when she arrives in the date, that she goes, oh, I'm here because I had to pay a taxi or an Uber or whatever it is, and it cost me $40. So you have to pay me half. No, she's not. She also needs an exit strategy. So she needs to call a friend or have, someone on standby for going out and all of these things. And that means that she also needs to pay for these friends, favor, gasoline, gas, whatever it is. She needs to have, that taxi. So that's another $40. So she's spending She is spending over $100 to be on that date. And you're paying for the food. Do you think that that is balanced or fair? If you're paying for a $50 meal, but she paid for a dress, the hair salon, the taxi going, and the taxi returning. How much is this? But you're paying for a meal. And then you go, but I also have to pay for my own. Yeah, you're paying your own car. Big deal. How much are you spending on the gas? $20 compared to a taxi. Which one is more expensive? And so there are expenses that are associated with dating, which she is taking care of, and she's not telling you. It's like when you're in a city and you're thinking, oh, this city is so beautiful, and yeah, do you know how many people work to make that city okay? Because there are a lot of workers that you will never ever see, but they keep the city running. The sewer people, the electricity people, the water people, the pipe people, the repair people, the emergency people, the police people. There are at least 60 to 70 professions just to keep that city running. And then you are wondering, why the hell is this expensive? Well, it's expensive because there are a lot of things that you don't see, but they're being done. She's pretty because she can go to a hair salon for you. She's pretty because she's spending money and time on makeup, dresses, accessories, clothing. And then you're thinking, but I'm also spending. If you're going to say that you are spending as much money as a woman in clothing, yeah. Honest. Just be fair, okay? Because we're being average here, okay? Average. Maybe you are buying a suit and that suit is $4,000. Okay, sorry. Because, But other than that, And so, average. On average, she's spending way more time, way more resources from her own pocket. She's also spending way more time on the phone, coordinating with friends and a lot of things, because going out for a woman is not as safe as it is you going out if you are a man. And therefore, and by the way, don't get me started on the dating kit for women, because we also have to buy the cup thing that you can put on any kind of drink so that you don't get drugged by the guy that you're with. Because when you're in a party, there is a lot of people. When you're in a party on a date, there is a lot of people that will just go, let me hand you the drink. Boom, you're drugged. And then you go. So we have to buy way more things, for our safety than men do. And you as a man are complaining that you have to pay for the meal. What the hell? Now, I get it. If let's say that you have gone out with this woman, I don't know, 4, 5 times, 6 times, and you are kind of like, what do I need to do to prove to you that I'm worthy or whatever it is? Okay, then sit down and have a proper conversation about that. But the second in which You are on the third, fourth, or fifth date, and then you're thinking, oh, this woman is just using me for the food. Right, the probability of that happening is probably 1 in 20. 1 in 20. Because like I told you, going out with a man for eating, honest, 2 hours of you dressing up, makeup, hair salon, blah blah blah, spending money, blah blah blah, is an investment. And so if I am investing this, it's because I really, really want to be with you. Other than that, and unless, I don't care, and I'm really just having fun or whatever, but even then, you can just sit down and be fair with her and say, hey, are you playing with me? And then if she goes and says to you, I'm celibate, I would like to get married, I would like to do this and this and that, then you take it from there. Whether you can go to phase 4. Phase 4 means after this date, I'm meeting your family. And at this point, a lot of people will go, oh, we're just going to move in together. and then the in-laws shows up. And when the in-laws shows up, surprise, surprise, they hate you. Or vice versa. You go, ooh, I hate them. What the hell? I love my wife. But oh my God, every time that I see the in-laws, I just want, oh. So phase 4, after you have cleared the part about, okay, we are having sex. We are having clear financial things. You are not providing for me if you give me $2,000 and you expect me to pay for everything that you should have paid when you were single. The utilities, the food, blah, blah, then you're not supporting me. Okay? If you're thinking I'm supporting you because you're in my house, no, you're not. Because if I'm there and I am already handling your business, meaning taking care of the technician, taking care of the remodel, taking care of cleaning, taking care of that, then then it is obviously fair that I stay. Because even if you have a roommate, let's say that you have a roommate agreement in which you pay for the bills, but your roommate has to clean and has to do everything, then that's it. You have a roommate. You don't have a woman, you have a roommate. And at this point, most women go, I would rather have a roommate than having a man. Because at least with a roommate, we go half-half, and I don't have the pressure of having sex, and I don't have the pressure of doing this and this and that, and I don't have to worry. See what I mean? Why? Duh. Because you didn't go through phase 1, you didn't go through phase 2, you didn't go through phase 3, and now you want to skip it and go through phase 4. Or you never go through phase 4. Meaning, okay, I'm living with this person and they are my significant other, I marry them, blah, 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 and they don't know my family. I have seen a lot of women that are like, I have been in a relationship with this man for 3 years and I do not know my in-laws. But then the second in which this guy finds another woman, that other woman has access to the in-laws, access to everything else. And then you're wondering what happened. Well, this woman actually had the first phase done with them. But you didn't. Or you skipped several other things. Like you pulled this guy rather than letting him build the bridge. Because you find him interesting. You saw his potential. The problem about women is that they see the potential in you. If they are unable to see the potential in you, then I don't care how much money you have, how much, I don't know, how tall and handsome and all of these things you are, she's very likely just going to find you boring or whatever, and she's going to probably do the same thing that men do to women, which is she's going to probably just leave you. Reason being, well, she doesn't see the potential in you. However, if she sees the potential in you, even if she goes through hell, she will pull that through with you because she believes in her decision for your potential. That's called being crazy, and it's called being a woman. If you as a man have a woman that believes in you and can see her potential with you, then it is your responsibility to either support her and become whatever it is that the potential is there, or leave, because you're wasting her time, and you're probably lying to yourself, and you're probably lying to everybody else. And the worst part about dating is that both sides lie to each other. The women lie when they say this man has potential and he right. Nothing. Nothing. Why? Because he's a man. He's not your kid to manage. But the problem is that we as women, we see that man as a potential. I can tell you right now, you have no idea. When I like a guy, I go, this guy is like this. Oh my God, I want to do this and this and this and this. And I can, it's like an insane. I can see like 1,000 things that are possible, and that I know that if he focused, he can just accomplish that. And I just want to be with him through the process. But then again, if he doesn't want to, then what exactly are you going to do? He doesn't want to grow. He wants to be a Peter Pan forever. Then what are you going to do? Live in dreamland with him? What happens when he finds another Wendy? Or worse, what happens if you lost your love, your true other partner, because you chose him because of his potential, but the other guy that was there, the real one, you missed it because he was realistic, and as a woman you're crazy, therefore you seeing a realistic guy is very, 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 very hard, because we fall in love with them way faster. But realistic guys, it's extremely difficult for them to have potential. Is another thing. And so it's a battle. Therefore, at this point, you as a woman need to pick. And you as a man also need to pick and need to do things both ways. And at this point, I just wanted to say thank you for staying tuned. And I will continue to talk to you about other topics. If you find in the comment section, you can say whatever it is that you would like me to talk to you about throughout hard times, and other perspectives and things. I don't know. So thank you.